He says that he moved out of his place. This is actually legally relevant. Has to know where he lives. The court has to know where he lives. Every single trial, he gets up and he has to say his address, whatever else. And if he doesn't update it, he's in contempt of court. So if he's moved, he needs to say that. Otherwise, it's contempt of court. That's a very big issue legally in Korea. You do need that.
With Johnny Somali's trial only days away, serious reports are now emerging that he could face contempt of court for failing to disclose his current location. These claims are coming from credible sources, making it clear this is a very real and serious situation.
So if he's moved, he needs to say that. Otherwise, it's contempt of court.
His absence has sparked major concern among legal authorities. Meanwhile, there's also an update on Hank Yoo. His plan to relocate to China may now face fresh legal obstacles, especially with Johnny Somali's court date rapidly approaching.
The case might not even be over, especially if Johnny appeals it, especially if he fights it, whatever else.
And that's not all. There's even more information we've uncovered involving Johnny Somali, Hank Yoo, and several streamers from Ice Poseidon's latest event, who are once again accused of harassing the public. We'll break it all down. Let's start with the most important part. As mentioned in the last video, Hank Yoo openly stated that it doesn't want to reveal Johnny Somali's whereabouts. Whether he actually knows or not remains unclear. What is clear is that Hank Yoo now appears to be making a deliberate move to distance himself from Johnny Somali, even declaring that he wants no involvement in any of Johnny Somali's matters going forward.
I cannot even involve myself in Johnny's trial.
That alone was already a major concern. But the situation is now more alarming because the court has the power to hold Johnny Somali in contempt. How? In South Korea, a defendant facing criminal charges must inform the court of their residence at all times. If they conceal their location, the court and legal authorities will not tolerate it. It could be treated as an intentional hideout. Johnny Somali was required to update the court, but according to legal sources, as of now, with the trial fast approaching, he still hasn't provided that information. Maybe he will next. Maybe not. Until then, legal authorities are unlikely to remain quiet.
He says that he moved out of his place. This is actually legally relevant. This is massively legally relevant. You guys know why? Yes. Who said it there? Courts. Yes. He has to inform the court. Yes. Luna Eclipse. Yeah, got that. M. Bond got it right there. You guys got it entirely. The court has to know where he lives. The court has to know where he lives. Every single trial, he gets up and he has to say his address, whatever else. And if he doesn't update it, he's in contempt of court.
For those unfamiliar with the term, contempt of court refers to when someone shows disrespect toward the court or refuses to follow its orders. This is not something to take lightly. It can carry a prison sentence of up to 3 years. Even verbally offending a judge or saying something unusual to them can result in contempt charges. And as many know, Johnny Somali has insulted the judge and even the judge's mother on multiple occasions. But whether the judge or court took action afterward is unknown. What is certain is that Johnny Somali is legally obligated to inform the court of his current address.
And you need to legally inform the court anytime you move. That's your address of record. So if he's changed his address of record, that's a problem. And he hasn't reported that because we haven't seen that, guys, because we know what happens in the court records, right? I know. He hasn't updated that. As of today, it can change. Maybe next week he does it. Maybe after they live that they do it, but he has to notify the court. Now, that isn't necessarily automatically public when it's filed, but he's going to have to say it in the courtroom and that's going to come out. So if he's moved, he needs to say that. Otherwise, it's contempt of court. That's a very big issue legally in Korea. You do need that.
According to Legal Mindset, it's now confirmed that if Johnny Somali doesn't update the court in South Korea with his current address soon, he could face serious consequences for withholding this information. Honestly, it's hard to imagine him successfully hiding like this. This is South Korea. No matter where he goes, it wouldn't be difficult for the police or authorities to track him down. With his trial just days away, if he fails to appear, the backlash will be unlike anything he's faced before. Personally, it seems unlikely he'd make such a mistake. But what do you think? Now, on to another major point. Reports are surfacing that Hank Yoo plans to move to China by June 2026 to study mechanical engineering, having already completed aerospace engineering. This appears to be part of a deliberate effort to distance himself from Johnny entirely. Here's a portion of Hank's own words on the matter.
Okay. So if Johnny Somali goes to prison, what are you going to do with your life? Are you going to then spend the rest of your life trying to get him out? Because it's liberty, it's free speech, or are you going to focus on something else?
Well, if Johnny Somali goes to prison, right, it's not going to be like years and years upon years. It's going to be like, all right, that part of my part is done. I'm moving to China to go there around June 2026. Masters of mechanical engineering.
Weren't you studying aerospace engineering, or are you still doing that?
I'm done.
You're done with aerospace engineering?
Yes.
And now you want to study, what was the other engineering?
Mechanical.
To be completely honest, there's uncertainty about whether Hank Yoo actually studied aerospace engineering at all, and no clear record of which school he attended. If it's true, consider this. Would a qualified engineer, even in aerospace, come to South Korea, openly disrespect the country, and refuse to serve in the mandatory military service? Does that reflect the mindset of a genuine aerospace engineer? His claims don't fully add up, and they're difficult to take at face value. This time, Legal Mindset has also pointed out that what Hank Yoo is trying to do won't be easy. Why? Because his move to China would be happening while Johnny Somali's trial is still underway, something that could complicate matters far more than he might expect. Here's what Legal Mindset had to say about it.
You can see in this voice, he's like ready to go to China. He's ready to get out. And we're going to talk about the timeline. He may not, he's planning to move to China so quickly, the case might not even be over, especially if Johnny appeals it, especially if he fights it, whatever else, especially if new case comes in and he has to fight a separate trial. Like Johnny may be like still like fighting his court case. He's not going to be sitting there waiting for Johnny, right? He's not going to be sitting there waiting for Johnny. We're going to talk about him going to China and all this other stuff. I mean, one thing I'll say is this. If he's accurately reporting his felony, going to China may be pretty hard.
It's a fair point. If Johnny Somali's trial hasn't concluded, Hank Yoo's attempt to move to China raises plenty of questions. Is this really his own decision? Possibly. Hank has made questionable statements before, including saying he no longer wanted any involvement with Johnny Somali. It's likely he's now realizing he's done far more for Johnny than Johnny has ever done for him, and that it's time to move on. But here's the catch. If Chinese universities become aware of Hank Yoo's past actions, would they really accept him so easily? Perhaps not. This means the pressure is mounting on both Johnny Somali and Hank Yoo. Now, shifting focus, another controversial streamer, Ice Poseidon, has launched a new challenge stream. However, the participants are causing public disturbances, engaging in behavior that could disrupt everyday life. They've even been pepper spraying each other on public roads. Imagine if an innocent passerby got hit. The consequences for the public could be serious. Just watch how recklessly they're behaving.
You know that's felony, right? You assault me! You know that's a felony, right?
Streamers like this contribute to the decline of public order, creating unnecessary problems for everyday people. What's your opinion on this kind of chaos-driven content? As you can see, the situation involving Johnny Somali and Hank Yoo has escalated further. What's your take on that as well? Let us know.